Okay.
So anyways, everyone, we are here with a huge celebrity. We are extremely, happy and excited. I'm actually shaking. This is actually the Crochet dude, Drew, and he is personally signing us a book that he has just recently released. And look at that.
This book is called Use Up That Yarn. And it's lots of projects to use up the yarn that's in your stash.
Well, that's important. I think we get a lot of stash.
Well, what happens is you buy enough yarn to make a baby blanket, but you have to buy extra because of the dye lots. And then you end up with the 1 or 2 balls that what do you do with it? And everything in this book uses 500 yards or less.
Wow.
So if you have 500 yards or less, there's something in the book.
Those are cute little coasters.
Coasters, yeah.
I was going to say flowers. Oh my God, look at them.
There we are.
I even put it in Canadian for your Canadian.
Oh, that's rude.
Oh, it is?
Daniel.
That's rude.
I know.
It should have been in French. I don't know what Drew's going to think of me, but it's Mikey from the Crochet Crowd live at CHA here in California. We've come all the way to CHA because of you.
Awesome.
Can you imagine
Good.
that?
That's a great reason.
Is that, are we like the longest viewers to come and see you? Or?
Yeah, I think you come the farthest of everyone.
Really?
Yep. There was a woman here from Australia that came to see me, but she lives in California, so that doesn't
really count.
That doesn't count.
So we had a great chat with Drew this morning. We ran into you in the hall this morning. Mm-hmm. There was a flash mob, kind of cool.
It was scary.
Yeah. So this isn't really technically our first introduction to each other, so my nerves this morning were dumb.
Yeah, I could tell. That's cool.
I know, it's like, how do you feel when somebody acts like that around you?
Oh, I think it's great. I know that, I think it's great that there's a connection, and I think that's what brings up emotions. If there's emotions when you meet somebody, it's because you've connected with them on some level. So I think it's great.
I've had some viewers really travel a long distance to see me, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, it's that's really nice. Like, wow.
It's sweet. It means that there's something deep down that is kind and gentle and wants to be close to you. I mean, that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't have too many friends.
What's the worst project you've ever done that you regretted doing it after? A viewer's actually to ask you that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are we rolling?
I'm not missing anything.
Nothing out of one of our books.
Yeah, no. That's a good question, though. I've done some stuff that came out pretty ugly. And so I've torn it out because, the yarn, you gotta keep it on.
So you do frog ear yarn?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you have to. When you're a designer, if it's going to print or online, it has to be perfect. So you have to be willing to pull it out all the way back to the beginning if necessary. It has to be perfect. Because you're providing that to the people that are paying for your patterns or follow you online. They're expecting you to think of them. And if there's a mistake or it's not quite right, it's, you have to respect the fact that they're making it. But I'm trying to think of the hardest or most difficult thing.
I've done a really ugly sweater.
Yeah.
And it looked good in my brain, and when I went out, it was misshaped and the ugliest thing that I've ever done.
I did a sweater once back in the early 90s, and it was completely out of style, but I didn't know it. And I gave it to this girl that was a friend of mine, and she was like, oh my God, I can't wear that. That's like from 1984.
I think one of the things I admire about you the most is that you're at least designing stuff for men that men actually don't mind wearing. Because there's some pretty ugly patterns that are from the 60s that are out there. It's like, oh my God.
And unfortunately what a lot of designers do is they design sweaters, but not for the men. They design the sweaters for the women to make for the men. And so it still has a lot of feminine qualities or things that interest the female crocheter. And then the men who have to wear it feel uncomfortable. So like my book Designs for Guys, when I sat down to design that, it was extremely important to me that it was for men. The finished item was for men. And I actually had a party at a friend's house. And she was married to a frat boy. And we got all her frat boy buddies to come over and we gave them beer. And I laid out all the sketches. And I made them tell me which ones would you wear. don't want to wear it? What is, and I really was able to find out what, you know, the average guy was looking for in a sweater. They don't want curly things. They don't want flashy colors. You know, and unfortunately, a solid thing to crochet isn't as much fun as
It is not
color
fun.
changes.
I
and,
love color transition. Like right now, I think of 2011. It's all about slow color transitioning. And though you can't always judge what it's going to look like, that's kind of like the amazement after you're done to see if it really did work or not.
Right.
I'm really head over heels for that kind of thing right now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Are you still doing it?
Yeah, I'm still signing. Yep.
Yeah, you want to sign?
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, come on in.
Come in,
Yeah,
Cheryl.
yeah.
Do I have to sign a release? Hi.
She's my biggest fan.
No, well, don't.
So Drew here is signing another autograph. One day I'm going to be like that. I'm 10,000. I think I've only done like 4 autographs in my lifetime. Is that right? It's got to be in the right place at the right time.
It's so fun to see this guy because you've seen him on TV all the time, so it's fun to
I've
see.
never seen him on
And I
TV.
love his books.
Well, thank you very much.
He's fun, always cool and hip.
Yeah. Are you going to be here tomorrow too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm book signing tomorrow.
Oh, a different one?
Yeah, it's a different book. It's my book called Plug It Out,
Oh,
which is a book on crocheting for charity.
good. Good
Come back
deal.
tomorrow.
Well, I like
I think tomorrow's at 11 in the morning.
decent crochet patterns, always a must.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. Good to meet you. Mikey, what's up?
And back to me.
Back to you.
No, that's wonderful. Like, and how about charity? Like, I find with myself because I have such a huge audience that I find myself I need to do and promote charity just
Sure, of course.
to do that.
Of course. Well, you know, people are, crocheters in general are givers. There was a study that came out a couple years ago, and it said it was something like 98% of everything a crocheter makes they give away.
Yes.
Knitters make a little bit more for themselves, but crocheters really give. And charities are a great way to use up all that crochet energy.
Yes,
you
for
know,
sure.
when you're sitting there and you're watching TV, you can make a little preemie hat, or you can make a prayer shawl. You know, and it doesn't matter. You know, if you're using up scraps of yarn, whoever receives it feels the love and the generosity that you put into it.
I couldn't have said that any better, really.
It's a great way to spend your extra time.
So do you crochet all the time, or is that just kind of... Everybody thinks that I'm always glued to a hook, but it just appears online that I am.
Yeah, it would be great, you know, but I have to promote my books, and I have to, I do a lot of social media and stuff. I try to crochet every day. But I've been crocheting since I was 5, and so it's extremely natural for me to pick up the hook.
Yeah.
So even if I've had to go out and promote a book or go on tour or something, and I'm not crocheting for a couple weeks, it just immediately I pick up where I left off. So I don't have to worry about keeping it up.
And so a final question, what would be your favorite stitch?
Oh, it's a half double crochet.
Really?
Without, hands down, the things you can do with a half double crochet, I don't even have time to
I don't
tell
even
you.
think I've experienced a half
You have to
like that.
explore that stitch.
Really?
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's amazing.
I like the Catherine wheel stitch the best.
Really?
Yeah, I like the little mini circles like that and just mix in the colors. But half double crochet?
Half double crochet.
I would have never guessed that in a million years.
Yep.
So,
It'll change your life.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's so good to meet you.
Yes, I am just thrilled. So thank you.
Hi, everyone.
So from the crochet crowd, I almost forgot who I was. I'm Mikey, your host, joined with the Crochet Dude.